So one exercise to get rid of anxiety and worrying, fear, anything like that. So what you want to do is you want to grab a piece of paper, and this is called the circle of influence and circle of control. If you want to type it on the internet, if you don't understand my explanation, just type it on the internet and it might be easier to understand. But you basically get a piece of paper, you want to draw one big circle and then draw another circle inside of it. And on the piece of paper on the outside, write down everything that you're thinking about, everything that's on your mind in terms of literally just everything that might be worrying you, might be just thinking about anything that's on your mind. And then what you want to do with those things is look at them and decide which ones are actually in your control. So for example, let's say your health, that's on your mind. That is in your control because you can exercise, you can eat right, meditate, all of those things. So that will be in your control. So what you would do is the middle circle is called the circle of control. So that's everything that is in your control and you physically have control fully over. The circle outside of that is what you can't control, but may be in your influence. So that means that you're not directly in control of it, but you have somewhat of an influence over it. And then on the outside are the things that you have absolutely no control over. This is how I do it anyway. So what you want to do is you want to put everything on the outside that is directly in your control. So like that example then, health, all in the center circle. And then the ones on the outside, again, the ones that you have somewhat of an influence over, but can't control fully, put in the circle of influence, outside the circle of control. And if you want to do it the opposite way around, if you find that better, you can do that. Put it in first into the circle of influence, then into the circle of control. But what this will do is and it doesn't have to be circles, it doesn't have to be, but that's the way I do it. And what you're basically doing is just making yourself realize that most of the things that we worry about, in fact, a lot of the things that we worry about, we cannot control. Like, they are genuinely not in our control. Like, say you're worrying about a girl texting you back. It's not in your control. Say you're worrying about what other people think of you. It's not in your control. Say you're thinking about whether your mum's going to die or not. As bad as it is, it's not in your control. And again, if you're worried about when you're going to die, like, there are things that you can control, but at the end, it's not in your control, because someone could just come up to you and just pop you off like that. So it makes you realize how little you genuinely have control over. And once you realize this, focus solely on those things. Focus your time and energy on those things, and just stop worrying about the rest, because if you can't control them, then what is the point of even thinking about them? So, and what I found is that everything in the center was what I can do. So everything in the center circle, the circle of control, the only thing that we can control is what we do. And the rest is what other people do. So you can't control them. So there's no point in thinking about it. I'll leave it at that.